So before the video started, I went to acoustic, we got a trem guitar, electric, a guitar filler. So on these tracks, if you look at this one's sending its information. Now this is electric guitar. The electric guitar is sending its signal. Okay, this is behind the scenes. You're not hearing this. This is just telling the other tracks what to do. This one's sending its signal. And then it's having this, I believe, no, this one's sending the signal too. Okay, this is the one that we're receiving. So the acoustic guitar is receiving this information. Okay, so this acoustic was the original tracking. We're adding it sort of just like feathering in the sound. And what I wanted to do is have it receive that information from those other tracks, from the guitars, as you can see here. Okay, so what's happening now, so keep with me. So this track is sending to the guitars, okay? So just follow me. So this is the group you want to look at. So we're sending that information, and all the levels from these three guitars are telling this guitar to get out of the way. Like, it's like duck, you know what I mean? So that's what's going on. It's telling it, that's how a sidechain works. It takes another sound's signal to tell this track what to do. So that's what sidechaining is in this case in mixing. You can use sidechain for other stuff, but that's what we're doing here. So as the track plays, I was able to use this compression and expansion to set it where I wanted it to, and this is the result. I'll turn off the drums real quick. And I just wanted to show you this, and this is something to experiment with. This is prior to me doing the whole, you know, learn all channels and mix all that. So this can become a very efficient way for you to set your track up to build real estate between the tracks. So a lot of people don't know that. Sometimes the most efficient way is actually not EQ, not compression, not all these things that you think it might be. Yeah, you want to use those to get a good solid image, but a lot of times you can just duck the track away, or in sense, if you've seen like these big old boards, you'll see like the automation going on. It's really what they're doing. They're ducking it out of the way for this part, they're bringing it back. So sometimes it's the simple things that really make the difference. So this is what it does. Check it out. That's the acoustic. Now watch what happens when I take this compression off. See how it takes over? Let's bring it back. Pretty cool, right? So you have this acoustic guitar that was our original track guitar that we sort of just want to like blend in, very, very vague, just give it a little depth in the mix to give it that realistic sound, because that's like a jangly acoustic, man, and we wanted, and these are just incredibly played by a good friend of mine, Freddie DeMarco. Shout out to you. This song is actually by a gentleman named Mike Kostensky. He's an awesome guy. I started working with him about 6 months ago, and really love what he does. So shout out to him. Now, what's cool, okay, so to get back to it, is what's cool is now I went in and created my preset for that. So this is an electric, and if I go to guitar and I go to electric guitar, this is going to give me a starting point. Now when I did that, this is a send, so I can actually increase the send, and I can tell other tracks that I want to duck out of the way, or maybe tracks that should be lower in volume. This is an amazing way to mix, because a lot of times we'll just turn down. For example, if I just turn down this acoustic and turn it way down in the mix, why have it in there? It's not even there anymore, you know? And then I take this, so here's the difference. I'm going to try to get to a part in the file where the other ones aren't playing. So here's the difference. Like, just turning down that track is it's going to stay at that same level the whole entire song. It's not going to change at all. So now let's play it from here and watch what happens. That's incredible. Okay, so I was just setting this up, and I finally just set it up to do what I was wanting it to do. The thing is I want it to duck the electric. So listen to it again now. Now listen to the acoustic ducking, and it doesn't sound like it's doing that. That's what's so incredible about this, and why I'm actually starting to really dig this plugin. It doesn't sound like I'm doing this, like moving it down. It's very subtle. It's very easy to use. It sounds natural. It's like, wow, whoever did that did a really good job. And now it gives me a starting point to just have fun and mix the song, you know, what gets us into this business in the first place. So watch what's happening. This is the electric. It's sending its signal. Okay, so that's being sent. The electric guitar is being sent to the acoustic guitar, and I have it on this bus. Okay, so it's taking information from the electric guitar bus, and what I can do now is set this one to receive, and now everything that the electric guitar plays is really going to affect the acoustic guitar's balance. See what I mean? Download the plugin, start switching stuff around if you're still confused on this, but it's really simple once you understand it. So I'm going to push play. Now listen to the two. Let me just turn off. Well, I have all these electric, so that's what's causing the ducking. So let's listen to it. A lot more pop, you know. It's got like a bum bum. You know what I mean? It sounds like it sounds really good. Freddie's an incredible player. So now we're gonna do the auto mix on this. Okay, I'm gonna give you enough information in this to download this plugin and really get going with it. Now we're gonna get into the actual, I would say the meat of the whole entire plugin, and that's the auto mix feature. So before the video started, okay, we had, let me see here, with my choppy mouse. I have a choppy mouse today. So before the video started, what I would normally do for a session, and I'm doing this anyway, so it's not like this is an extra step for me. I would go to this plugin at the bottom of a track. So it's not going to do it on that track, but I would go to the bottom of a track, and there's this plugin in the DAW that I use is Pro Tools, but it's called Trim. And Trim, it works different because it's trimming the level of the track. Okay, now there's a thing in Pro Tools that you can do called clip gain, where it's the similar thing. So before, like Pro Tools 11, 12, and all that stuff, I would use that. Now here's your clip gain. I'm going to tell you something. It's very difficult. Okay, it's very, very useful. Here's clip gain. You see it here in the bottom left. As I can just turn that waveform up and down, up and down. Very simple. It was an awesome feature that they added to this DAW. Like, let's say you have like a vocal, and then all of a sudden a guy punches in and it's like a lot louder. You can just turn it down to compensate, which is really neat. So yeah, that's useful. But we're talking about getting you in the ballpark of a mix. So whether you're a seasoned person that's done this for years and you just want to save yourself some time, or if you're a new person that doesn't really understand, you know, levels and what we're really shooting for, This is an awesome plugin. It's a lot more efficient than the trim, and it's got a lot more options. So what I did before the session started is on my drum bus, I created that. I went to bus, I labeled that drums. So each preset's here. So I went to this, and you can actually go to factory preset. They start you out with a bunch. And as you continue to mix more and more, you can make your own user presets, just like the Hyper EQ. So you can see I got drums driven, piano up front. It was something I did for that mix based on the LUFS that the plugin is recommending, which is pretty much right on par. And then we can go in and we can go across these. Learn your shortcuts, by the way, if you're in Pro Tools, because you can do like a shift command and you can put all the, or it's shift alt, one of the two. I just do it, but it puts all of them across the track, so it saves you a lot of time. So you have to go through, and really the amount of time that it takes to do this is not that much. So you go to this, go to percussion, and I go through and I find the presets that I want. And I go through and find the presets like electric bass parallel, because it's a parallel of the bass. And I went through and did that to all the tracks. Here is what's so cool about this, okay? I can go to just one plugin, and as this song plays, so we will put the slide back in, let's put the bass back in, let's just put the drums back in. And I can take this and I can open up one instance of this plugin. And this is really where the power of this thing is to me. And I can hit learn all channels. This is mind-blowing. It really is. From where I started in audio to being able to do this is pretty incredible. So you hit learn all channels. I push play and watch what happens. So I'm gonna hit learn. And we balanced this song, by the way, so it wasn't. All right, let's go to mix. Let's hit mix. It's pretty close to what I had. All right, so let's do this for the video's purpose. Let's put the trim way up. Let's do this. Let's get that thing way out of balance. And let's see what happens. Yeah, like you see how the guitars are too loud? Now let's hit mix. That's it. That's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something, okay? This plugin, I'm gonna make this announcement. This plugin is based off 0 on your faders. So this session we're using, and I'm doing this real world, okay? So you gotta 0 out your faders, and then you gotta hit this all mix button. I mean, I'm pretty convinced of that. Yeah, I forget which one this is. So let's do that real quick. Because it went way up. Did you guys hear it jump way up? And I'm like, that was my fault. That's called user error. So what I would do here, guys, is I would turn down your headphones a little bit because I just changed the levels of a lot of stuff. Actually, let me make a master fader. Let's do that. And let's turn that down. See, I'm real world, man. When I do these things, I just go at it. And does it help? Does it make a difference? And the answer is yes, it does. But just like everything, did I just make a mono one? I don't want no mono one. This is this session. It's funny because when I open up other sessions, if you guys are out there and you mix songs, you know what I'm talking about. Like you get another session and it like rewrites over everything. So let's go to create. Okay, so now I have the D box. I'm going to turn this down to compensate for where we were at. Yeah, now it sounds horrible. All right, so now let's hit the all mix button because it didn't know. I mean, it's just making level decisions based on my mix, you know, and it's trying to like, so it's really not gonna do what it was meant to do. So this is prior to a guy doing this. So you're just tracking things in and you hit this all mix. Let's try it. Here we go. Let it run a little. You hear that that thing going on? You didn't hear that in the first pass. Let's see what happens. Sounds good. It's about what I spent all the time on. That's awesome. I'm done. What I just did, so you just witnessed me do this during the video. I had that mix going. You know, I had that whole mix going, and that literally just did my mix in like that. So that's pretty incredible. And the reason I use this session because it is at the starting. It's at the starting point. It's like right there at the beginning, and there's not a lot of EQ, a lot of like compression for harmonics and stuff like that. But that blows my mind. That is the power of that plugin. And now with the added features of the expand and compression and all that good stuff, it takes it to a whole different level. It really does, because now you can duck guitars. So since the levels changed, I'll end with this. I'll go back to that acoustic and see where the levels are as it's ducking. Now you don't have to duck it that much. It mixed it perfect. I mean, that is a powerful plugin. It really is. If you want to save yourself time, I would say that every plugin that is designed, some are for time and efficiency and making your life easier and allowing you to focus on the things that you know that you can spend more time now on the reverbs and the delays and the harmonics and things like that, and you can focus more on the editing and the vocal tuning. And it's like today's day and age, and I'm going to be very honest before I end this video, is a lot of people want to be able to do these songs and save. It's not like going to a big major label studio like it used to be. You can do these things in your home. And if a guy sent me just this, like let's say I'm mastering this, and a guy sent me a mix from this, like that would be a lot better than trying to mix it yourself and you get the levels all messed up and so forth. But that is incredible that that can do that for you. Now, as a mixing engineer, I would go in and start working with harmonics and you know, EQ and stuff like that. So like with the bass or something. From this point, and the reason I'm doing this, I'll just use a stock plugin. So on the 76 or 3A, let's say the 3A is a stock, because my mouse chose it for me. But actually a 3A is a pretty good choice. So the thing is though, is now I can start and know for a fact that I'm gonna be in the ballpark when I start using plugins after that, because it's designed, plugins were designed to work at that LUFS. They weren't designed to work at this really loud or louder than the mix level. So check it out. See how much better the plugin works? So if you guys take the time to download that plugin, incorporate it in your workflow, I think it's really going to help you. I really do. I give this one a thumbs up. This gets you to a place. I've been mixing for a long time, and this to me is actually a very beneficial tool when you're in a mix and you don't have all the time to check the meters and see where you're at in the mix, and you're just really in your creative. You're in that creative zone, you know, you're like, man, let's do this, let's do that. And all of a sudden your mix is like 5 times louder than it should be. This is a way to start your mix knowing for a fact that you're in the correct level. You're balanced, you're even, you know your master bus is not going to be dimed out. So this is a really cool plug. So yeah, I would highly recommend you guys download this one as well, along with the Hyper EQ. My name's Doug Jenkins, imixandmaster.com. That's with an N in the middle. There was a guy that he said like, hey, I don't know, man, I can't get to your site and stuff. So if you have questions, we do online, you know, one-on-one sessions. We do private lessons 2 times a week. I've been doing teaching, and I've actually been doing a lot of mastering. So I appreciate you guys on my YouTube channel. I love this channel. I love this outlet. I've got to meet a lot of people I would have never met. And my day job, I do mixing. This is what I do. So this, you know, now I can go make some coffee or something, or do something. No, this is a very, very useful tool. It's a very useful tool. And I'm really excited that I got to do this video. So we'll see you guys.